And thank you all for coming. I'm absolutely amazed at this turnout. It signifies that we're all concerned about this, and I appreciate that. My name is Don Easted. I live here in the town of Rome on Lake Camelot. I've been a full-time resident here for a little over 4 years, a property owner for about 30 years. I would like to thank Tri-Lakes Management Association for their resolution supporting this meeting and our town board for co-sponsoring this meeting. I'd also like to thank some folks who helped organize this meeting. Bob Binkowski from Lake Arrowhead, John Andresi from the Petenwell area, Rick Anton from Lake Arrowhead, Rick Georgeson from Lake Petenwell, and Steve Rapp from Lake Arrowhead. When you walked in, you may have noticed, and I hope there are enough of them left, a question submittal form. In order to speed this meeting along, what we would like to do is to hold questions until the tail end, and we reserve some time for a question and answer session. So as the speakers present their information, please make note of any questions that you might have, and folks will be passing through the crowd to pick up your questions. And as I mentioned, we'll handle that at the end. In addition, there are about 100 copies of a list of agencies and political contacts and also websites to provide information for you. Those may have been gone through, and judging by the size of the crowd, Phil did make arrangements to have more copies made, so on your way out, if you don't have one, please look for one. Additionally, there were clipboards, and the intent with the clipboard is that you could sign your name if you choose to and put an email contact so we can put together a distribution list. As information unfolds, or if there is a call to action, some contact needed with a representative or an agency, we would provide that information to you. So I'd like to make an introduction. Initially, Dan Bauman from the DNR was going to join us, and he was going to speak about the permitting process, the environmental impact report process, and the environmental impact statement process. He was not able to make it because of a family commitment. They could not identify anybody who could make it today, so they've asked if I could provide the information to you. So I'll do my best to do that. I would introduce Dr. George Kraft. George Kraft is a professor of water resources and the director of the Watersheds Center with the University of Wisconsin at Stevens Point and the University of Wisconsin Extension. He's been there for 25 years. His specialty is groundwater. He does outreach work all around Wisconsin on water issues, and in particular in central Wisconsin because of the water challenges we face here. He's published work on both groundwater non-point pollution and the impacts of pumping in international scientific journals. So if he's not raised his hand, please do that, George, and thank you for coming. And additionally, we're honored to have our state representative, Scott Krug, who was first elected to our district in 2010. He is vice chair of the Environmental and Forestry Committee and also a fellow resident here in the town of Rome. Scott Krug. Other speakers you'll hear from citizens, Bob Binkowski, who I mentioned, Dan Goldman, who is also a citizen here in Rome and a member of our a property owner on Lake Camelot, and it also is a member of the town board. Rick Anton, Rick Georgeson, and Steve Rapp. With that, I will turn it over to Rick Anton.